What's up, guys? I'm Prenzy. Welcome back to Viewer Castles. Today we're going to start off with Cyrion, castle level 15, jump into it on my knight. He will have level 4 Cyclopses, I believe, but he won't have level 4 Hungerbots or anything like that. He might not even have level 4 Cyclopses. I'm not sure if that's level 16. It might be level 16, so we'll see. 16 or 20, I don't think it's 20. Anyway. See what he's got here. The first room looks like it's just empty. Maybe he had an extra room available. He just threw in a bunch of slow traps, which is fine. Or maybe the entire castle's empty. Let's see. Okay, so we finally had something. Okay, so obviously this wasn't working the way you wanted it to. The Scorpio pulled me. And it actually made me dodge the Hungerbot. So what I would say here is you kind of want to switch the Scorpio and the Hungerbot, maybe even remove the Hungerbot completely. I mean, I'm liking more and more these little corners. This one isn't quite as good as the, what do you call it, the linear corridor or whatever, with the one with 3 rooms. Not quite as good because the angles are a little bit off and I can see this trap. But I would much prefer to have your Scorpio here, remove the Hungerbot maybe, and add in like an archer or something. Let's see what happens if I hit this trap. Pulled, and that's about it. I think your archers are a little bit too far away. You notice they were walking up to me instead of firing, and I think you need them to like start aiming as soon as I come into this aggro circle. So that way this mini stun off of the Hungerbot allows your archers to hit a little bit better. So move them down a little bit closer to the hero. Alright, a bunch of Hungerbots. This is okay against a knight who gets pulled into it. Against a knight like me who kind of plays it smart, the 2 Hungerbots are basically worthless. And you could be using that supply for something that like supports the Scorpio a little bit better. You know, a healing puppeteer, maybe a Defendatron. I don't think you have dampeners yet, but dampeners when you get them. So it looks like I pulled 2 groups. I'm not super worried about this though. And I think the main reason that this is going to be a little bit easy is you don't really have anything keeping your DPS units alive. So as long as I dodge the Scorpio's hooks, I can just kind of target down all of the high DPS units. And then I go after the puppeteer, and the rest is pretty easy for me to clean up. And the only thing you can really do to change this is to add in like a Defendatron on the Zeke. Other than that, this is going to be kind of easy for people to clean up. You know, the archers take me a little while to walk over to, or you know, pull them all through to into me, and kill them that way. But I don't know. I think that probably having a Defendatron on the Zeke is a better option. Alright, so we have another Defendatron with a Scorpio, and then we have the Bone Puppeteer. I think this is a good group. You know, it has the chance to do a good amount of damage because of the Scorpio, and a good amount of tankiness because of the Defendatron and the Healing Puppeteer, so I think that's pretty good. I don't know about leading with the Archer there. You know, I was able to see that and kill it instantly, right? So, in my opinion, it doesn't matter who I am in this spot. If I'm an archer or a knight, I'm going to kill this archer. So there's no reason to have this archer here. It's like a waste of 3 points, right? You could have a spotter, and then you could have some sort of support unit along with this. So, I mean, having a snotter and like a puppeteer or a bad dog or something like that here, it's obviously going to be better than just having the archer here. Personally, I still prefer having a Defendatron on Zeke 100% of the time. I don't think there's any real reason to do anything else, because he dies so quickly. He dies in 2 shots. To me, obviously I'm a little over level, so maybe 3 shots to somebody else. He's still probably not even going to get 1 shot off. Whereas if he has a Defendatron, he'll probably get 2 or 3 shots off. So, in my opinion, that's pretty important when using Zekes. Alright, here I can see everything. Let's see what this... Okay, so he's on charge. I don't mind this, but I think Cyclopses on charge are kind of... I don't know, they defeat the purpose of Scorpios, I guess. I mean, you pull close to the Scorpio. The Scorpio does his damage when he's close to you. You want to kind of stay away from him, and as a knight, you want to get close to him when your skills are up, basically. So you can kind of chain stun him and do your damage, then kick him away, wait for your skills to come up, pull him back, you know, do your damage, and that sort of thing until he's dead. Whereas the Cyclops kind of pushes you away. I mean, it's not bad, I guess, against knights. Against archers, it really doesn't matter whatsoever, because you're going to try to dodge the Scorpio and stay away from him as long as possible. There's things with Scorpios, in my opinion, that are better than charging Cyclops. An over-the-head smash Cyclops I like better. But I also like, you know, your Puppeteers like you did earlier, a Defendertron like you did earlier, Dampeners when you get them I like better. And then probably, you know, some sort of a Cyclops. I do use a Cyclops with a Scorpio in mine, except it's an over-the-head smash Cyclops. So, yeah. Alright, so this one was better. A lot of Scorpios, though. I mean, I would say that you're using quite a few Scorpios in your castle, which, I mean, isn't necessarily bad. A lot of people hate they hate the fact that people use Scorpios so much. I don't really mind it that much, but they're gonna be nerfed next patch, I'm guessing. I don't know how exactly. A lot of people, and the devs, I think, even hinted that it's just gonna be their pull that's nerfed. I think that's probably the incorrect move, but it's not necessarily bad. Alright, what else do we have? It looks like you have at least one Scorpio. You might have another one back there. Okay, so you have a Zeke. So, my goal is obviously to kill the Zeke as soon as I see it like this. I would think that this would be less important if you had the boss room going down or down towards the left so that I couldn't see that Zeke coming, so I didn't know he was there. But as it stands here, I don't think the Zeke even got a shot off. And I don't know. I almost would prefer the Zeke to be the one that's being defended and just have the support unit get killed instead. I mean, I think that having the Bone Puppeteer being defended doesn't really increase the alive time of the Zeke at all. It'll increase the Scorpio, but I don't know. I think you'd want both of your guys to be, both of your elites to be alive as long as possible. So maybe, let's see, 12, 24, 34. Yeah, that wouldn't work. I was gonna say if you could have 2 Defendatrons, it would be better, but you'd be one point short. So I don't know. It's something you can mess around with, I guess. Maybe you can test it yourself over and over again, or just watch replays and see which one you like better. But I would think about maybe switching the Defendatron to guard the Zeke instead of the Bone Puppeteer. Really up to you, though. And the mines, I'm a little bit scared about, only because they can be used. If someone gets into a dire situation here and is almost ready to die and has their potion on cooldown, they can kite in and out of these mines and, you know, block shots that way and probably stay alive. So I'd worry a little bit about that as well. Overall, not too bad of a castle, though. Yeah, we'll jump into number 2 in just a second. Alright, and for number 2 we have ATU 12. His castle level's a 21, although he's adjusting me to level 19, so I may have a little bit of trouble dealing with this, but I have OP gear, so hopefully it'll equal out, I don't know. We'll see. So I wish I had seen that before I aggroed. I wasn't really expecting that, but I mean, this whole setup here is really weak to a volley. If anything, you want the one Smelly Warrior in front, and then the archers a little bit farther behind. Same as this. You have them all so linear that I can target the Zeke and just headshot him, and he dies really, really easily. So I mean, the same thing with this. You want your creatures kind of to be staggered a little bit. Oh, this is a little bit better, right? Because you have the Zeke a little bit farther behind. Although I was able to target down the Cyclops before he charged me, which, you know, allows me the possibility of dodging the Zeke shots. Alright. Well, there was nothing through this room. Okay. I just barely saw the edge of that. That's positioned well. I'll see what it does in a second. Not sure about the Cyclops. The charging Cyclops with this group seems a little weird to me. and it looks like it throws me into a Zeke and 2 Hunger Bots. You use a lot of Hunger Bots that are kind of weird, in my opinion. They're also turned away from you, and I'm really wondering why that is. I'm so curious that I need to do this. Yeah, I'm really not sure exactly what that's supposed to do. I mean, the Zeke obviously does good damage, but I'm really confused by the Hunger Bots. I would think support for the Zeke would be much better than these Hunger Bots. Like, Defendatron plus, you know, some sort of support. Bone Puppeteer or Bad Dog. Alright, so the Stairmasters are obviously here. My attack animation was really slow because I was stuck in the goo. But, yeah, I mean, this is pretty standard. There's nothing really to say about this. Alright. And then we have another one coming here. I can't see anything, so I'm going to continue. Alright, so there's something here. What I'm going to do is kind of be dodging. Okay. Now I see what it is. Alright. So this is set up well. I like how much vision you deny here. There's really no way that I know that specific thing is coming. And the reason I was like dodging back and forth here is because if there's a hook you can dodge it, but I don't think you can dodge a Cyclops. I think it's too big. So that's well done. I like the placements on your mouse wheel traps. I think they're pretty good. Again, this is kind of a weird situation where you have everything turned the opposite way. And I mean that has to be on purpose because there's no way that would be random. It almost feels like it's like you're using groups that might be okay together, but you're like making them as inefficient as possible. As bad as that sounds, like your Zeke should be farther back, although I mean you have the groups so close together. But the reasoning, like I can see this, and Warrior could Lashing Flames it, or I can headshot it, and then the Zeke's dead. I mean that's 12 points out of your group. The rest of this is easy. So you definitely want to stagger your archers back farther, and the Hunger Bots are all very weird. Like a lot of your Hunger Bots placements are kind of weird to me. Let's continue through here and see what's... I missed that headshot. That's alright. I'll volley, even though this is going to put most of them in their shells, probably. I mean, the Killer Crabs are okay for a time waster. I would remove one of them. How many points is that? I think they're 5 each. So I think you should have one of these gone, add a Defendatron, and add a healer with this as well. That'll be a little bit more helpful. And then the boss room. So I mean, I think that your groups need to be staggered a bit better and like placed better just in general. Again, like here, I know that there's a Zeke there, right? If I get to this point, I can see the Zeke. You could probably put him farther back. So what I'm gonna do is just headshot the Zeke and he'll be dead. And then I can volley the other Zeke, and then I, you know, kill everything. I think the Scorpios are a little low level as well. I'm not sure why your castle is level 21. It seems like it's lower than that. But yeah. Maybe it's because... Maybe this castle that you made right here was level 19. I'm guessing that's what happened. And then you've made changes since then because it's been a couple of days since I was able to record castles. But all in all, you know, the changes that you made hopefully have improved this already. But hopefully this helps, I mean, a little bit, because a lot of your archers need to be staggered better so that I can't just DPS them down, right? You don't really have any spotting for any of your groups, is what I would say. So we'll jump into number 3 in just a second. Okay, and lastly we have Pajas, Castle level 13. I'm going to mark that on my list really quickly. CL 13. Alright, and jump into it on my knight. Alright, so we'll go through this a little bit quickly because, you know, he doesn't have all that much available to him. You're not really using full groups. I would almost always advocate using the full 20 supply because there's no really other way you're going to be able to kill heroes. You can't use 8 supply and expect to do anything to a hero. So I think, you know, make a full group out of that, first of all. Second of all, I don't really like smelly warriors. Again, this is kind of like a half group. It doesn't really make sense to me. There's no real clear purpose for these two groups. You're not going to kill anyone with it, and they're not like remarkably tanky mobs that are going to take a lot of time either. Alright, let's go over this way, because it looks like maybe your castle goes this way. Alright, so again, I mean, it's just a random squiddly. Those kind of things are okay. The problem is, the reason why you would just put one random mob somewhere is because you don't know what to expect around the corner. This could aggro a group around this corner. The problem with how this is it's coming towards the top of the screen, so I can see this, and I know there's nothing coming, so I can just kill it and continue. And it doesn't waste any time or buy any time. So this is kind of your first full group, and this is okay. I think this is fine. The problem is you have a room here that has kind of a random element to it where I can go either way. And again, like the squiggly is just kind of out of place and weird. It's 4 points in your castle, and it looks like this might actually be a dead end. So this entire group is skippable, and I can see that it's a dead end at this point, right? So I mean, I don't even have to engage this like 20-point group. And this whole section of your castle is skippable, which I really don't like, because there's no limit on the amount of time someone can attack your castle. So now that I know that that's skippable, if I were to not make it in time and I wanted to loot you, I could just do it again and go the correct way, and I've saved, you know, a minute worth of time or something. Alright, see now this is like a better group. I think this is pretty good. You're probably not going to have that bad dog work the way you want it to, only against archers. The way that bad dogs work right now is if somebody has lashing flames and they lashing flames the bad dog, the howl goes to where your hero is, because the game treats it like the lashing flames already happened when he dies. I don't know if it's a bug or working intendedly, but that's how it works currently. Alright, this is 2 charging Cyclopses. I dodged them both. That's why I would always advocate only using 1 charging Cyclops. I would prefer 1 charging Cyclops and then, you know, 3 archers, and then you have like maybe 2 snouters or something. So what I would do with this is like 2 snouters maybe here, here, 1 Cyclops here, and then your archers back here. That's what I would do with that. Alright, a bunch of derps. This I like for your level. You got the Doctor Skull and a bunch of derps to resurrect the Doctor Skull. I think that's reasonably good. I forget exactly, what castle level are you? 13? Yeah, that's gonna work for a little while longer. I would say, you know, 14, 15, it'll probably... I mean, it's probably already starting to get less effective, but hopefully you started using that early on and it's been working well for you. This is a Pete Poundmore, I think... I don't know if he's what specialization he was on. I didn't notice it when I was going through, if I saw it at all. If he's on charge, I would say switch him. If he's not, then it's fine. If he's on like 3-punch combo, I can't really tell. I don't know. I don't remember what those spikes mean. All right, and then you have this. The Hungerbot is kind of weird here. I think I would much prefer a Defendatron. I mean, the Hungerbot doesn't add much, and he's less tanky than a Defendatron. So I think if you're going for a time-wasting thing, then you might as well add a Defendatron. I'm a little worried that this group is skippable, though. It was up towards this corner, and if I hug this wall, if it's skippable, you need to center it more. Alright, and then the boss is a really weird half-boss room. You want to fill boss rooms 100% of the time, because it's the only place that you get to use 36 defense supply in your castle. So you want to fill it with 36. That's the only advantage the boss room has, right? So fill this and like remove those early groups that only have half groups of monsters, and then you'll have enough supply to fill this. The game works it out so that you have like a full boss room and almost every other circle is full, minus like a couple points here and there for spotters. Like there's going to be, you know, I remember earlier in your castle I said that you could fit like 2 snouters, a Cyclops, and 3 archers. You can take one of those snouters away, and then that frees up another point. And you have to do that with like 3 of your groups to fill up your boss room or something, or even just 1. I don't remember exactly how the math works out. It might be just 1, I think, because you always end on a 5, and this is 36, and then 20, 20, 20, 20. So I think it's just 1. But yeah, that skippable part of your castle you should fix, and then the half groups of mobs at the beginning, just move them into your boss room, and it'll be doing a little bit better. With that is number 3, so we're going to end the video here. If you guys enjoy what I do, please subscribe and leave a like. If you want to be a part of viewer castles, you can email me at FrenzyCastleRuns. You can also leave a comment in one of the videos or in on my castle. You know, if you attack it, just leave a comment. Give me your in-game name, summoner level. Castle level is also appreciated. And you can create a challenge for me if you're lower level and you want me to do it at kind of a slight disadvantage from where I'm at currently. You can do that as well. It takes a little bit longer. But also, you know, send me an email if you create a challenge, because sometimes I don't check my friends list and then it'll expire after 24 hours. yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.